at the bus depot?
I gotta go someplace where I can get everything I love. Internet with 1 gig speeds. A home security system. A whole home DVR with thousands of shows on demand.
Wait, all those things that you love, I know people right here who can get you all of it.
Internet, TV, security, and phone. Get it all with Compori, your friendly neighborhood tech giant.
Let's go! Oh yeah! Reach for the sky. We go! Yeah! Yeah!
As you set your financial game plan, we'll be with you every play. Relax. You're with Founders.
Hey, I'm Carter Osterhaus from HGTV, here with some tips on heating your home comfortably and responsibly, starting with your heating system. Even on the coldest days, nothing keeps your home warm and cozy like a high-efficiency, Energy Star qualified natural gas furnace. You can actually feel how warm the air is, and that's because a gas furnace delivers air that's up to 25 degrees warmer than the air from a heat pump, and you'll have warmer air inside and cleaner air outside.
Thanks for tuning in to Playbook. I'm here with Andrew Jackson, head coach Jeremy Smith. Coach, thanks for being on.
Hey, thank you. Appreciate it.
Big win against Buford on Friday night. Talk about the prep going into the week.
Yeah, we knew that we kind of, based on their film and stuff, we felt like we're probably going to see a bunch of either different personnel or different formation groups. And we felt like our kids, it was an important game for them, and you could tell their focus level was pretty good throughout the week. And so, we keep talking about practicing better and having better practice habits, and I felt like our players and our team's done a good job throughout the season of getting better each week with practice and how they prepare and how they focus. And so we did a good job. We knew that they were going to come out with the different, like I said, different personnel groups, different formations. We handled it pretty well. Our kids had a good idea of, base plays that they were doing. And so we felt good about it offensively. We thought we might see some different looks, but, the look we prepared against, our kids, felt pretty good about, and there weren't many surprises. So everything that we did throughout the week, it seemed like it correlated very well to the game and the results in the game. And like I said, our kids they're doing a better job each week of making sure that they practice with the correct habits so we can have a good result on Friday.
Yeah, one of those dangers is you guys won the region last week before the game. Are your kids going to stay focused to there? And it looked like they did. Talk about your message to them when the game was over.
Yeah, and kind of speaking on what you said, we, all week we just kind of preached the whole message of, we got to finish the season out. We're doing, not only is this a big rivalry game for us that we want to win, but it's a game that, ultimately we're still with a playoff spot secured and all that, that we needed to make sure that we go in the playoffs playing our best football. And so kind of bringing those things together and making sure that we're being efficient in everything we do. And so, that was kind of the message. And I felt like our kids took it on pretty well. After the game, as always, I tell them, celebrate the win, be happy with the win. You never take that for granted. But, that was a good win against, a team that, and I felt like, was going to fight their tails off, during the game. And so, I told them, we got some things to clean up. We need to be playing our best football we've played all year at this point. And so I still, I'm always searching for the perfect game. We'll never get there, but we're always searching for the perfect game. And so that's kind of the message we're laying out there and telling them, we got essentially the best teams left in the state, right? And that's what we're going to see. So we've got to be playing our best football. And that's kind of what we told them every game, to come in today and be prepared on Monday that, we've got to keep getting better to make sure we're playing our best football.
And offensively, obviously, we saw Trey Thompson break the all-time touchdown record at Andrew Jackson. So the offense had to be doing some things. Talk about that offense and maybe what you want to see from them moving forward to try to take it to that next level.
Yeah, of course, he's a special running back, and I told him, he with the record, that's a big deal, school record like that, career touchdowns, and he did that he had two of those, we had like one play drive, he took one to the house, and so he created a lot of explosive plays Friday night, so and you could tell he was happy about it, and our fans were happy about it, and he deserves that, recognition because all the work he's put in the last 4 years here at AJ. So we're extremely happy for him with that. We told the offense, offensively throughout the game, it's just being on the same page all the time. We felt pretty good about stuff we were doing. We just had, we had one or two drives there where we just kind of played lackadaisical. So we got to make sure we clean that stuff up. It's just the message to really the whole team, not just the offense, but we just got to make sure everybody is focused every rep and taking every moment, making sure we're taking that to our advantage. Because if we play lackadaisical for a drive or two, that could really hurt us in a game, a close game, or a game where we're going to beat a very good team in the playoffs. So our kids, that was kind of the message. We still, like I said, I think our offensive line has gotten better every week, and they continue to do a good job. And our receivers are doing a good job of taking advantage of the catches they get. It just depends on what the defense gives us in the game and what we have, but we strive every week to make sure that we're throwing the ball efficiently, and when we do, like we did Friday night, we're probably going to have pretty good results.
And anytime you hold the team to 6 points or less, you must feel pretty good about your defense. Talk about your defense and what you liked out of them.
Yeah, we had some, our linebackers, I think, are getting much better throughout the year. That was kind of one of the question marks, maybe, that the DBs for us. And I felt like our DBs are starting to hold up a little bit better. They're in coverage, and, our linebackers are progressing. They're playing a lot better to me over the last couple of weeks. Guys like Caden Hornsby and Jace Fair, they're starting to play a lot better. And so we just need a lot of production from them. We need a lot, for them to fit the right way and play in the right gaps and take the right angles. Like we really expect them to do a lot. And so I've been happy with our defensive line. They've been playing very well also. 4 or 5 guys we rotate into there. So we've been extremely happy that they progressed. But, like the message we preach to them, when they come out and they fly around, play with intensity and make good tackles, we usually have pretty good results. So schematically, going forward, we'll make sure we're trying to get them in the best spot. But as long as they come out with that sense of urgency to work and just fly around on defense, which we've gotten better at each game, I feel like, especially lately, it's probably going to end up pretty good for us.
In special teams, obviously in a game where you score a lot of points and the other team doesn't score as many, special teams doesn't seem like a big deal. But heading towards the playoffs, special teams, that 5 or 10 yard difference can make a big deal. Yep. How do you still push that special teams to improve?
Yeah, we every Monday I go over special teams with them in our class and for the previous game, and the biggest thing is that's what we tell them all the time. It's just hidden yardage. People don't notice it. People don't see it necessarily all the time, but it's a big deal, and we preach it all the time. The big thing with like we preached all year is field position. Get us good field position. Let our defense start in a good spot. Let our offense be starting in a good spot. So we had a good punt return. We only punted once, and we kind of missed the tackle on the return, but it ended up being okay. And then our kickoff team was getting a lot of reps, and they did a pretty good job of stayed in their lanes and avoiding blocks. And Kurt continues to do a good job for us. Kurt was a little hurt throughout the week. So Marshall Deese, we asked him to kick off some, but Kurt's done a great job, continues to do a good job. So the big thing, and I gave him an example today. We had not necessarily just special teams, but we set our special teams behind. We had a dead ball personal foul in the first quarter, and we're already kicking off, from the 25. So that's a huge thing, that even don't punish our special teams, don't, start us off on a bad foot by, dumb penalties. So, but we felt pretty good. We haven't given up that big play, explosive play, really all year. And so as long as we continue to make good tackles and break down and stay in our lanes, we'll continue to do pretty good.
And obviously it was senior night for you guys, but fortunately it's not your senior's last home game, because that first place seed gets you at least a couple rounds as long as you keep winning. Talk about the importance of having home field here in the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, it's a huge advantage, or at least you should treat it like that, and our kids to think, play like that. I mean, to not have to travel, 2.5 hours and things like that, that's a huge deal. So, we told our kids they earned that, by your play in the region, you've earned that spot, and take advantage of it. Take advantage of that chance that we've got. We told the seniors exactly the same thing. Probably won't be your last home game, but you'll remember your senior night, right? Most football players and myself, you remember that last game or one of those last games at home and that senior night being recognized. And so you want it to be a good memory, obviously, and you want it to be a positive thing. So that's the kind of thing we told our kids. And just, we've had one senior this year that had a season-ending injury and not able to play no more. So always take advantage of every chance you get to go out there. Because football, especially, you never know when it's going to end, and it being playoff time too. So you'll hear us, or our kids will hear us telling them that a lot. Make sure you're taking advantage of every chance you get, whether it's practice or game, or make sure last go around, you want to make sure you get everything you can get out of it.
Ridgeland Hardyville coming to town, first round opponent. Tell us about them. What you know about them? The team, Hampton County, that won their region is considered right now one of the better teams in the state. Barnwell's part of their region. Woodland, some good teams, solid teams, are in that region. And some of the better ones that have kind of been ranked throughout the year. And so I know they've had a tougher schedule as far as that goes. They've played some tougher 3A schools. And it's kind of one of those deals, you don't look at the record. We just take this game and, we take this moment and this week, and we focus on this game. So they look very athletic. They've got some players that can make some plays. Their quarterback, they got a very good receiver. Defensively, they move around a lot. They kind of confuse you. They try to give different looks to kind of confuse the O-line and what gaps they're going into. And so we're going to see different blitzes. We're going to see different fronts. We're going to see all that, and we expect all that. Luckily, some of our older kids, they played this team last year, so they're kind of familiar a little bit with them in the playoffs. They played them last year, so that might be a little bit of advantage. But we've got to do a good job, another good week or a good test this week of our defense, understanding formations and what they're trying to accomplish out of different groups, personnel groups. And I think I've watched their last game. Every drive, they were using different formations. So, we just got to do a good job of recognizing stuff and going into the game prepared, and we feel pretty good about it. But, it's one of those games where, it's the playoffs. You're not going to be considered probably a successful team unless you win your last game. So that's always the goal, and that's what I tell them. You got at this point in the season, you just got to win the last one. So we're going to keep. That's where we're going to take the mentality. We're trying to keep our kids, of course, from not looking ahead to anything and keep them focused on this week. Well, Learn TV is fortunate enough that we're going to get to be there as long as you guys are at home in the playoffs. So we're excited about that. So good luck, and we'll see you on Friday.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Hey, Grant, what you doing at the bus depot?
I gotta go someplace where I can get everything I love. Internet with 1 gig speeds. A home security system. A whole home DVR with thousands of shows on demand.
Wait, All those things that you love, I know people right here who can get you all of it.
Internet, TV, security, and phone. Get it all with Compori, your friendly neighborhood tech giant.
Let's go! Oh yeah! Reach for the sky. We go! Yeah! Yeah!
As you set your financial game plan, we'll be with you every play. Relax. You're with Founders.
Hey, I'm Carter Osterhaus from HGTV, here with some tips on heating your home comfortably and responsibly, starting with your heating system. Even on the coldest days, nothing keeps your home warm and cozy like a high-efficiency, Energy Star qualified natural gas furnace. You can actually feel how warm the air is, and that's because a gas furnace delivers air that's up to 25 degrees warmer than the air from a heat pump, and you'll have warmer air inside and cleaner air outside.
All right, thanks for sticking with us. I'm here with head coach of the Buford Yellow Jackets, Joe Watson. Coach, thanks for being with us.
Hey, appreciate you having me.
Talk about your prep for the week going into the Andrew Jackson game.
Well, obviously you shouldn't have to motivate kids to play in this game. 2 years in a row has been a good game for us as far as the will to and the want to play. So our kids were motivated the whole time. We thought we had a pretty good week of practice moving forward and getting ready for Friday. So, again, I told our guys, if you need a rah-rah speech to play this game, something's wrong, because both teams are in the county. You're separated by about 25 minutes, and both of you are in the same region. So you don't need a rah-rah speech to get ready to play this game.
And obviously, I'm sure your message after the game was a little bit different, being the last game and probably not getting the result, obviously, that you wanted. What did you talk to the kids? What was their response?
Every one of them understands where we were the whole season, and I've spoke to it before on the show that we're a play here, a play there away from this thing being 4 or 5 wins, 6-win season. And so they understand that. And, I told the team after the game in the locker room that, I thanked every senior we had because they put 4 years worth of hard work into this program.
Yeah. And talk a little bit more about those seniors. Give them their due. They've worked really hard for the Yellow Jackets throughout the years, and I thought they were a very good group of seniors.
Yeah, they were. We were low in numbers. We had 6. One of them couldn't play. Tanner Sellers had a shoulder injury that put him out with surgery, but he came to practice every day and was a leader for us mentally and emotionally. Tucker Wallace was a first-year player for us as a senior, and we got him out in the spring. And I always try to check on those new guys, those guys that have just come out. And I checked on him at the end of the first week, and I said, "Hey, how you like it?" And he said, "Coach, I should have been doing it the whole time." I said, "You doggone right." So, he wound up starting for us at free safety and receiver. Soccer guy that is athletic, and so I'm proud of him. And then our other ones, you can't not start without Aaron Morris, who plays about 3 or 4 different positions for us. Mason Dees,
Ricky McKinnon, Michael James. Those guys right there are, they played a bulk of snaps this year for us, and most of them played several positions. And so I'm just proud of them. I think the thing I'm most proud of is those 4 guys all leave out of here with at least one college scholarship offer already. And so they have the opportunity to move forward in their football career if they so choose. And we're looking for a couple more for some of them too. But, that's what I'm proud of, the fact that, they have the opportunity to go. Their hard work and dedication has afforded them the opportunity to go play college football somewhere.
And as you said, not just good athletes too, good character guys too, that are all good people.
Absolutely.
Talk about how they influence the team and who you're expecting to maybe kind of step into a lot of their roles going into the next year.
Well, you're not going to get one guy to do anything. We got to get we got to get offensive line to play in more cohesive. I thought they did a fairly decent job for us this year, but we're losing basically one up there, and that's Ricky. And Ricky played all 5 positions at some point in time during the year. Started at center for us, but eventually we'd move him to guard or tackle. And so those guys got to get in the weight room, get bigger, faster, and stronger, as does everybody. I'd hate to say one person that we look to do something, because it's going to be a team effort down here. I mean, that's kind of the way we do it every year. I don't know that we have superstars, but we have hard-nosed blue-collar kids that just put their head down and go to work.
And now going into the offseason, I know at a small school like that, a lot of your kids are either going to be wrestling or playing basketball, and then, playing running track or soccer or baseball, whatever it is after that. Besides that, what do you expect out of the off season? Is it just getting bigger and faster, the lifting weights, or do you get some other individual work in?
Well, fortunately, we have, Coach Walters came over and is in the strength and conditioning program now. So he has weightlifting classes all day. And, right now we have our guys in last block of the day, the football team's in there. So they're in there, right? They'll be in there today. And I talked to Coach Walters this morning, and I said, hey, 24 starts today, man. So let's go. And they're going to get in there today and start working out for next season. And yeah, that's the whole goal. I mean, we got to get kids in the program. We want more kids in the program than what we finished with. And some of that was due to injury. I mean, let's don't get it messed up and twisted here. We had some injuries here at the last little bit of the season that made us dress around 20 kids for the last 2 or 3 ball games. Which, I mean, that's not good, but our kids fought the whole time. It doesn't matter how many. We could have rolled out there with 11 or 12, and they were going to fight the same way, But we got to get kids in the program, and then on top of that, we got to live in the weight room. We'll have some open time in the spring. There'll be some open season stuff that we'll do some football-related work on the field, and but for the most part, our kids got to live in the weight room.
Well, Coach, I just want to thank you for the season, being available to us and every week, no matter what, getting out there and having a conversation with us each week. So I really appreciate that.
I appreciate what you guys do for high school football in the county, man. It's wonderful.
Well, thank you very much.
Great.
Thank you so much. And I look forward to having these conversations for many years to come.
Absolutely. Appreciate what you do, man. Talk to you soon.
Yep. Have a good one, Coach. Thank you.
Go Jackets.
Hey, Grant, what you doing at the bus depot?
I gotta go someplace where I can get everything I love. Internet with 1 gig speeds. A home security system. A whole home DVR with thousands of shows on demand.
Wait, all those things that you love, I know people right here who can get you all of it.
Internet, TV, security, and phone. Get it all with Compori, your friendly neighborhood tech giant.
Let's go! Oh yeah! Reach for the sky. We go! Yeah! Yeah!
As you set your financial game plan, we'll be with you every play. Relax. You're with Founders.
Hey, I'm Carter Osterhaus from HGTV, here with some tips on heating your home comfortably and responsibly, starting with your heating system. Even on the coldest days, nothing keeps your home warm and cozy like a high-efficiency, Energy Star qualified natural gas furnace. You can actually feel how warm the air is, and that's because a gas furnace delivers air that's up to 25 degrees warmer than the air from a heat pump, and you'll have warmer air inside and cleaner air outside.
Thanks for staying with us. I'm here with Indianland head coach Adam Hastings. Coach, thanks for being here.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, Troy.
Yeah, talk about the prep going into that Lancaster game, how you felt the week went.
Well, Lancaster is an extremely athletic team. They're physical, they're big, they can run well. They got some guys who, that was a team that I can remember a lot of those guys from their JV season, their freshman year. They had a really good JV team that year, and so you kind of see that group of guys kind of grow up the last 3 years and, deal with the ups and downs of a season that some of them they had. But, we knew that we're going to have our hands full just because how hard they play. They've been in a lot of games. They had been really 2 plays from being 3-1 in our region until our game. And really, I guess you could say 3 maybe from being 4-1 in our region. And so we knew we were going to have our hands full. And to our seniors, we weren't talking about playoffs. We weren't talking about, what's going to happen if we lose. It was just more about kind of protecting the memories and protecting the opportunity and, just trying to just take it 1 week at a time and enjoy it, understanding that the eventual end is near, right? I mean, whether it's this week or whether it's 5 weeks from now, the lights are starting to dim. The leaves are turning, the weather's different, it's getting darker earlier, and it's playoff football time, so everything just changes so much. So I think that's a big reflective point for us, especially this time of year, about all of our guys, is kind of protecting those moments and memories.
Speaking of the lights dimming, we had a little bit of a power outage problem on Friday night, and you guys had to turn around and play Saturday. How did that, if at all, affect your team?
Well, I'm going to start by just giving credit to our coaches and our leaders on our team. And, we came together as a staff. We came up with a plan. We were here at 6 a.m. cooking breakfast. I went to the grocery store and loaded up two buggies full of breakfast stuff. And we had coaches out here at the griddle and, Blackstone griddle out here cooking in the morning and serving our players. And, we wanted our players to get here early and I thought our guys did a great job of just getting here, making sure everybody got here on time and kind of getting that prep. When I told our guys Friday night, they were obviously disappointed with senior night. And, I think that it's tough when you spend, the normal Friday, right? You get up, you go to school, you go to pregame, you go through all the things that get you emotionally ready for a game, and then you get told you're not going to play it. I just told all of our guys, like, if you want to play college football, you're going to play a Saturday mid-morning game. And then, I left my house a little bit before 6, and, I live near Marvin Ridge, and I was driving by the school, and I could see some people out there getting ready for Pop Warner Leagues. And and that kind of stuff. And when I got here, I was just telling our guys, like, most of you probably played Pop Warner at some level, at some place. Just kind of channeling back that excitement of playing on a Saturday morning and the fun and having fun and just going out there with, the only expectation is you want to have fun and play with your friends. And that was just kind of really my message in the morning. But, a lot of credit, the credit really needs to go to our players doing a great job of getting here on time, not allowing the morning change of scenery affect them too much. We had a little bit of that at first, but they knocked it off pretty quickly. And then really our coaches just, being able to mobilize and, come together and make sure we were meeting our players' needs.
And it was a big county rivalry game and a big game in terms of region play. You guys playing for that last playoff spot without having to do the at-large or whatever. And it obviously your seniors' last home game. Talk about the message and the feeling in the locker room after the game.
It was great. I think, it was kind of surreal for some of our seniors when they realized that was the last game they're going to play on that field. The field that they opened. A lot of those guys remember playing Broome here, 3 years ago. So I think that it's kind of surreal at that moment a little bit. I think this is, just excitement, even though we kind of didn't end the game the way we wanted to. I think the excitement about the reality of how we're playing right now, and just, kind of that, what if we continue to play that way going forward.
And talk about your offense, what you liked from them from the game.
Well, I mean, we've just been throwing the ball really well lately. I mean, it's the second game in a row for over 250 yards passing. Jackson has just been playing his best football. So lately, I think he had 1 or 2 incompletions on the day. Did turn the ball over, played really well. Was able to find a variety of receivers. Chaz Portis had a touchdown. Hayden Morris had 2 more touchdowns. Ricky Myers Jr. had a touchdown. Bryson Connor had a touchdown. So being able to spread that out, I think was really good and really important for us, is just being able to show a variety of weapons, not just, Hayden Morris, who's just had a spectacular sophomore season. So I was really proud of that. We gave up 1 pressure to a defensive front that I thought was really talented and really good. So that was the biggest part of it. And we just found explosive plays, which is important with, losing Jaden and not being able to have a trusted hand right now in the running game that can be a workhorse for us. We got to find explosive plays in other places. And I thought our guys are doing a really good job of that in the passing game.
And speaking of Jackson, a couple of years ago, he came on as a kind of a running change of pace quarterback for y'all. Just talk about how the example he sets for those other younger players that see somebody kind of come in as one role and then develop into something so much more after a year or two.
Well, I mean, it's funny that the Broome game that opened up the stadium is the first game he played at quarterback. And, he started at quarterback. And that was a game where, he ran and he threw and just did it all. And I think the biggest thing about Jackson is just, he holds himself to such a high standard. He's really hard on himself. And I think a lot of guys see that as the understanding of personal accountability and what that looks like. And, I think that's a big part of what he kind of lays out to our younger guys and the players on our team. It just, being personally accountable for what you got to do and being willing to put in the work to get to where you want to be.
And talk about your defense, what you like from them from the game.
Yeah, again, they have a quarterback running back combination that's really impressive. And there's some really good offensive linemen, big offensive linemen that can move and run well. So we knew we we're going to have our hands full. They do a really good job of protecting the clock a little bit and shortening games. So we knew we had to get them behind the sticks. And I thought we did a really good job of keeping them off schedule. They converted a 4th down play that, man, we wish we could have had a little bit different, been in a better position to make a play there. And, we just weren't. We missed the tackle when we had a chance. And, those type of athletes, like, their quarterback and running back can make you do that. They're, again, very talented. So other than that, and just, a miscommunication on the back end on the play, thought defensively we played really well, stopping the run, doing a great job with tackling in space. A lot of stuff I think we can definitely build from.
And you've been in a lot of close games this year, and this one ended up being a close game too. So talk about special teams, how that kind of impacts close games too.
Yeah, I mean, it goes both ways. We've won a game on special teams, and then we about lost the game this week on special teams. I was disappointed in our punt coverage team, and we had done a coverage change up to kind of give us a better opportunity to kind of back off of a rush because we had a guy out we were worried about his ability to get the ball back in a short and a long snap situation. We missed like 4 tackles from guys that just don't miss tackles traditionally. So that was pretty tough, in a game that it was 25-6 at one point in time. It was a 14-point swing there in about 4 plays. So that was pretty disappointing. But then when we had to make a play on a kickoff on a onside kick, I thought, Eddie Veneer, who's senior, who's just done a fantastic job this year at safety and everywhere, stepped up and made a big play. And that's just something, we practice, onside kicks we do 6 onside kicks a week to practice. So it was good to see that kind of came into play and pay off. So, I think in close games and tight games, it's always like these hidden yardages that matter. The hidden yardage on a kickoff return, on a kickoff, we get a personal foul on a touchdown, and we get backed up 15 yards. Well, they got explosive athletes in the return game, and now you're giving them 15 more yards of return to an offense that's going to sit on the ball and run the ball and going to take a 4th down and medium play and try to make it. All of a sudden you've created a lot quicker. You've taken away an offensive possession in that situation because you add, if you stop them on 4th down in the negative side of the field, they're going to punt. If you stop them on a 3rd down on the positive side of the field, they're going to go for it. And so now you've just eliminated an offensive possession. So little things like that just really add up, and just things that special team wise that can make a big difference. Just disappointed with some of the things. I was just disappointed with some of the things that we did in the special teams, mistakes that we can't make going forward.
And because of the win, you guys are in and travel to Greer this Friday. Talk about Greer and what you're expecting from them.
Well, exciting. It's exciting to take on. This is the 2nd year in a row we've taken on the number 1 seed from their region. Last year we traveled to Lawrence, and this year, obviously Greer. It's fun to take on new teams. There's that when we play teams from this Tri-County area, we know how good the football is. We know how good the players are. So it's somewhat of a knowledge of the team and how they play, and the coaches, and this kind of the mechanics of the program and the stadium and all that kind of stuff. I think it makes it convenient sometimes for us as coaches, and I know for players of just knowing who they got. And then we get to travel to a historic stadium in Greer, to a program that's had a lot of traditional success, been a traditional power, and take on a very talented team that has played really well this year. You look at their losses have been against, Daniel, who's undefeated and a favorite in 3A, have been against Hillcrest, which has been playing extremely well in 5A. Losses to Burns, and Bowling Springs, and Westside, who's got 1 loss on the year. So I think when you look at them, a picture of what they've done this year and the success they have in their region play, and just not having a lot of tough games, I think it just speaks to really the value that they bring as a number 1 seed in their conference. And it's going to be tough, but we're excited. We think that our region play prepares us. Our region play, we've seen some of the best that you can see, and so I really think it's going to prepare us going in this week.
Well, Coach, we wish you good luck this week, and we hope to hear for a Warrior win, and we'll talk again next week.
Great. Thanks, Troy.
All right. We'll see you later. Thanks.
I'll see you.
Hey, Grant, what you doing at the bus depot?
I gotta go someplace where I can get everything I love. Internet with 1 gig speeds. A home security system. A whole home DVR with thousands of shows on demand.
Wait, All those things that you love, I know people right here who can get you all of it.
Internet, TV, security, and phone. Get it all with Compori, your friendly neighborhood tech giant.
Let's go! Oh yeah! Reach for the sky. We go!
As you set your financial game plan, we'll be with you every play. Relax. You're with Founders.
Hey, I'm Carter Osterhaus from HGTV, here with some tips on heating your home comfortably and responsibly, starting with your heating system. Even on the coldest days, nothing keeps your home warm and cozy like a high-efficiency, Energy Star qualified natural gas furnace. You can actually feel how warm the air is. And that's because a gas furnace delivers air that's up to 25 degrees warmer than the air from a heat pump. And you'll have warmer air inside and cleaner air outside.